Good morning. This is Frank with the Morning Quick Shot, brought to you by Trade Stockers and NINZA Pro Traders. It's the 16th of June. It's about 7:40. Wanted to wait for the news this morning. We had CPI was zero point 0.2. That's a 1% less than the forecast of zero point 0.3. We had core CPI, which was exactly as forecasted, zero point 0.2. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index 4.7. Forecast was only 1.1, so that's really good news. Unemployment claims, however, bad news. 277 actual, forecast 267. So the market's kind of mixed right now as it's deciphering the news. About 10 minutes ago, as you can see, we double bottomed on the news right here at 2051.75, which was our overnight low, and is deciding which way it's going to go here. So let's come back to that in a second. Looks like last night we had opening at 2062.50, overnight highs of 2065 even. And after that, and that was about 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, we just started working our way back through zones of support, all the way back through, broke to the 24-hour VWAP, all the way to this overnight low. And that was about 45 minutes after the European market opened. It came back up to retest the 24-hour VWAP and this zone, and just was sideways here for a while, and then right back down for the double bottom test. So now, where do we go for today? It's it could get ugly today, and yet it could just bounce all the way back. This is a crazy market. So realistically, we're looking for this to come up and retest this area right in here at 54.50. If it fails this zone, looking for the next move to actually come down, and if it closes below the 51.25 area right in here, looking to head down to this zone, 50 area to 48, somewhere in this zone in here. And if it fails after it gets down to this area, of course, it's going to come back and retest this double bottom right here at the 51.75. So keep an eye on that. Wait for this 24-hour VWAP to come back up here. And if you've missed this trade earlier this morning, wait for this to come back and then look for the short down here if it fails and meets this area for an aggressive counter trend to the downside. Once we do that and break through this zone, look for it to move down into the 47 area and then back up to retest this zone somewhere in here just towards the top of it, and then break straight down. There's not much in between of real strength of support down through this area, so we could move all the way down to the 2040 area. And I'm going to follow this up again with a market profile shot this morning and keep on the big picture. So if we happen to get down into this 40 area, psychologically down in this area, okay, possible bounce all the way back to this 48 as they start fighting this out and then right back down. More than likely, we move up to the 44 to 45 area while we go sideways here a little bit and then move straight back through this zone and either double bottom somewhere around here between this 40 level, 42, maybe a little bit lower, put in some type of double bottom might be a good way for this market to move back up. However, if we fail right here after this double bottom is somewhere in this point, look for the next move. There's nothing in the way, guys. Down to this 20-30 area, and then a little bit of retracement back up into this area somewhere, probably around the 34, maybe not quite that high, and then straight down into this area here. Possibly moving all the way down for a low of 2020 today. So keep an eye on this. This could get ugly. All right, at any point today, this market could just decide, okay, we've had enough, and then bull step in reverse. And once it does, just trade the zones on the way back, take your profits on the way up. Now, from this point here, should we continue up and cross above this 24-hour VWAP here at the 2056 at 25, look for a move up to right into here, 58 and a quarter, back down to retest this 24-hour VWAP, and then if we're going to move up, this is where we're going to go. We're going to go right up into this zone, look for a test of this zone, possibly pull back in here again to the 58, and then right back into the opening price of 62. Now on this first move, it might move all the way up to the 62.50 before coming back for the retracement, even all the way back to here to meet this 24-hour VWAP as it moves up in here. So keep an eye on that move. Use some judgment there. Now, getting up into the open after it retests this zone in here, or even down into here, look for the next move up to our overnight highs as we'll double top up here at the 65 level. Look for an aggressive move down to meet this 24-hour VWAP. At that point, it would be a good time to do an aggressive trade to the upside again, but there will be some consolidation more than likely in this area while they figure out what's going to happen. Now, should we get this aggressive move off of here after the double top, move down into this area, maybe down into here where this 24 moves up to here, then look for the move right back up to retest it a third time, and if we can get lucky and break through the top of this, go right up into this zone, and then a retest down into this high to test this at 65 level, then make the move on up. After we make this move on up in here, look for a move all the way up into the 73 area. Key resistance area up in here, guys. Key resistance. Also key resistance here at 75. So this whole zone, even though the zone is only of the 76 to 74, 75, consider this whole zone here from 76 to 74 in this area. Be careful, this whole thing. You can just consolidate sideways for a while and then just drop all the way back down. Or this is where we'll get the big move and actually come up and touch this 80 where we're going to get a lot of struggle to get through with this resistance. Pull back so there could be some more consolidation in this area. It's just going to be one of those days, especially after release of the news yesterday from FOMC. If we can manage to get through this 2080 and push up to the 2082, look for the retest of this 80 one more time before we move up into the 86 area. 88, pull back into the zone. Now, there's a lot of resistance up here, so I don't expect a higher move than that today, if at all. So keep an eye on this. Now, let's look at the big picture. Let me go over here and pull up a profile chart. There we go. Now, market profile. As we talked about yesterday, we made this move all the way up. We talked about how it pulled back to the 61.8. Right in here, we touched it, pulled up, retested this resistance at 74 area to 78, real strong area. If you look left all the way here, we have structure along the way, several places for a good stop. And then overnight, we have dropped, or yesterday we started dropping, moved that little bit up yesterday. And now as we start to print today, look, we've come back and retested. We are now below the 61.8. We've closed below it at this 2050 area. Now this is just a psychological level, a little bit of volume here. However, if it breaks this 20, if it go ahead, comes down and moves, it breaks below this 2050, probably about the 2049, and we get a close below it, we're probably heading down to the 42 level. We'll come back up and retest this area. And then if the bears are really stepping in, we're going to push down. We're likely to push all the way down into the psychological 2030 level. Right in here, you can see major support from back areas back in here with some volume. And then right down to the 2025 area for a full retracement of the last move. Obvious targets after that are down to that 2010 and 2000. So let's keep an eye on the big picture, okay? This big picture is going to say a lot. If you just want to scroll over here to the 4-hour chart, basically, taking that move into account, moving them to here, down to here. We did an A to B, B to C, a C to D move. Puts this next move with a bottom at 2015 if we complete an ABCD pattern. So keep an eye on this on a 4-hour chart. This is very powerful, and this just caused some problem. Oops, I'm sorry. I just realized I stepped off the chart. Let's move this back over on a 4-hour chart. We are looking at the move up here. We move down into here, A to B, into this structure at 61.8. Retraced up here to this 2080 mark. And now we're headed back down to complete an ABCD pattern will put us around to 2015.50. So be cautious. This is a very powerful move. Couple key levels of support at the 42 and 25. So keep an eye on that before we move all the way down into this area. All right. This is Frank with Trade Stalkers. If you have any questions, have a great day and contact me at tradestalkers.com.